If the market's going up, you keep working. If the market's going down, keep working. Man, yeah, my buddy Josh is, he's been through all 3 mentoring programs, been our mastermind member and great standing for some time. And Josh is visiting today that we've been doing some MMA training. My homie Jake Shields is in the other room. Jake's a 5-time champion. He's a Strikeforce champion and Rumble on the Rock and Shudo and some other gangster shit that I don't even know what it is, but I know it's gangster shit. And he's one of the best jiu-jitsu guys in the world. He's a fantastic jiu-jitsu coach and great MMA coach overall, but he's extraordinary at jiu-jitsu. And we've been rolling with Jake and practicing some things with him and on each other. What are your thoughts about that? You pick up a couple useful things today?
Yeah, I mean, it's every move he does is sharp. That's what I'm picking up is everything was so well rehearsed, and he knows exactly where to put, everywhere he's putting his muscle or putting his arm is very defined and sharp, and he knows exactly where it's going. So that was my biggest takeaway.
So he's mastered his skill set.
Yeah, there you go.
So give the folks a bit about your background, so people that don't know who you are, like some of your just background in life and our relationship or friendship together.
Yeah, I mean, I met Derek back in 2018. I wasn't doing so good at the time. Thanks to this guy, I'm making way more money than I ever had before. I got over a 6-figure job and did over 5x in the market. Just got my first real estate property in January. So I mean, what can I say? You changed my life drastically. So at the time I was doing a lot of things. I was doing a lot of the right things in the wrong direction, I guess was the problem. I was working really hard. I was going to a bunch of different schools, but I was just, spending the effort in the wrong direction. Actually, the one thing you told me, I think that helped me out the most was you said, make a list of the top 20 things, that you have to do before you die. And then, when we're done making the list, you draw a line between 3 and 4. If you're working on anything 3 and below, you're 4 and below, you don't give a fuck about the top 3. So, and that got me going in the right direction because I was doing two very big things at one time, and so I kicked one to the curb and focused on another, and that landed me a high-paying job. So.
Yeah, your finances have been tremendously better. We've talked about some investments even earlier when I was having breakfast today, and as far as your MMA background, you're a Navy guy, yeah. You spent 6 years.
I was on submarines for 4 years. Yeah.
4 years. Yeah. 4 years on submarines. How long you been playing with Muay Thai? How long you been training?
I've been doing Muay Thai since I was 19, so 15 years. And I did Pikiti Terashikali, which is like Filipino knife fighting, and I did some jits and boxing and some supplemental type trainings and things like that. But.
Yeah, so you've been doing a lot of serious things. 4 years in a submarine, that's quite a commitment. Yeah. 15 years in
went to commercial dive
MMA.
School.
Look at that. A diver too.
Yeah, got a couple of feathers in my hat,
Learn new things every day. Pretty soon you find out that Derek Moneyberg is good at doing his own laundry. Do things you wouldn't even think I could do. But I think a few things that we could talk about that'd be very useful to them. That both of us have a few pretty high level skill sets, and. When I wanted to learn, MMA stuff, I didn't go find a random dude across town that's pretty good, or I didn't go find the best person in my 10 million population metro area. I wanted to go find some of the best people in the world that had the time that we could make it a win-win for us to work together.
Yeah.
And something you said about doing too many things or about working hard on the wrong things. There's a lot of people out there, people at large in the world that they think, I work hard. I'm gonna accomplish my goal. Well, if you're working hard on the wrong things, you're exhausting yourself while simultaneously literally making your life worse. You literally make your circumstances worse while exhausting and psychologically frustrating yourself until some point where a person's going to give up. And there's some people out here that. Even in this audience, there'd be a couple of guys. I'd never give up. They think they're tough guys, and every guy would give up at some point. At some point, I'm sure there must be some module about this in the military that at some point, you die, and most people you break their spirit long before then. So if not in the military, you're certainly familiar with this from fight training. That a lot of winning a fight is the other person just feeling very discouraged that if they could possibly win, it would be at such a high cost that they'd rather run away right now if they could,
Yeah, I mean, there's an economics and like resource game happening when you're fighting that, you really, it comes down to a war of attrition. You need to, you're trying to exhaust the other person and their energy, you're trying to exhaust them and their spirit, trying to break them down in different ways, but everyone has their limit of those things. So, if you're wasting them or not using them efficiently, and the other guy is, then he's going to win.
I thought I had, you're going to change clothes. Should I put on different clothes to go talk to people? And I'm like, I'm going to wear my gym clothes too. And I think, why? Why am I making noise and these terrible distractions? And I didn't even bother to brush my hair. It's just slopping all over. Because this is what shit looks like when you're getting something done.
Yeah.
It's not some ass wipe on a suit, with a suit. It's not some ass wipe with a suit telling you, something pretty. Like real entrepreneurship or, building a real skill set, it don't look pretty. It don't look pretty. And I know what you're thinking. You think, Derek Moneyberg, who's prettier than you? And, you're right. But not only, I'm not just a handsome face. I also got to do tough things. And, we're just choking each other for the last couple hours with a top jiu-jitsu guy, one of the top guys, one of the elite guys in the world. We're just choking each other the last couple hours, and then as soon as this call's over, we're gonna go, kick some shit. You see, my legs are already bruised from kicking shit recently, and they're gonna be more bruised soon.
I noticed that, yeah.
And and that's life. And you got a couple of scrapes here, got a scrape here, got a scrape there. My shoulder's a little roughed up from last week's training, and that's life. So, if you want entrepreneurship to be pretty, success is not for everybody. All right? You're here, so you made a commitment that it is for you, but don't think it's going to be pretty. If you're trying to build a new skill set, that I'm in my 40s, I don't need to be bruised up and shit. Like I can have a very leisurely life if I want to. I don't need to be bruised up. I don't need to be fucking choked by MMA experts, guys with 30 years experience. But what the fuck else are you gonna do? You gonna sit around on the couch like a bitch? Like what's a guy supposed to do? You're not supposed to just be soft sitting around. You're supposed to be doing something tough. And there's a lot of analogs in business. There's I think 95% of the people get it. But you're a guy who's done both, so you could speak about it. That you're made a lot of advancements in your career and your earned income. You made a lot of advancements in investments and both real estate investments. You're digging into that, and you certainly have some numbers or some projections in your head where that's going to end up over time. Mm-hmm. You made some serious money in the stock market and large percentage gains. I think there's a tremendous overlap between business, entrepreneurship, business in general, and fighting. And I have a ton of overlap in my head. Before I say much about it, just curious, like what are some overlaps that maybe you've identified in those areas that you've thought about both of them deeply?
A couple of things. Well, the first is the mental toughness. You have to be able to mind yourself when things aren't going your way. That's definitely you run into that same problem in business as you do in fighting. If you don't get that under control, then you're just gonna be overwhelmed. Another thing that I think is probably maybe not so apparent is something I was talking about earlier, is just that there are economies in these different things, and it's all about having, you only have a fixed amount of resources and you have to manage them efficiently. And that's, is true for fighting and business and the same. So those are my biggest takeaways between, how these things are similar.
Yeah, I'd say anything new that you want to learn, or anything, you want to start a new business, even if you have a lot of experience, in some area of business. If you want to start a new business, it's just going to suck for a couple of years. You're going to really work more than most humans would ever want to for a period of time. And then you're going to do some things right, hopefully, but for sure you're going to do some things wrong, for sure. And you got to accept your lumps and bruises and cuts and scrapes in business the same way you do if you want to learn, MMA, if you want to learn a lot of things in life. And, some people just aren't willing to pay that price or tolerate that, psychological or physical exhaustion to make something a priority. They all want the outcome, but they don't want to do the tough stuff that creates the outcomes. And I would argue that it's in your interest for those of you that are sincere about having a life that you're proud of, especially in your later years, that you could look back and be, man, I did some shit that other guys wouldn't do. I did some shit that, there's women in here that are outworking normal men. There's women in here that are serious, more serious about creating success in their life than 90% of the male population. So if you want to be that type of person, those are women that are going to be at the top of the dating pool, that they don't need a man for anything. They wouldn't tolerate some guy because they need a couple bucks. So, those are women that are going to be at the top of the dating pool. These are men that are going to be at the top of the dating pool, that you're going to have not only financial resources. Some people think business is only financial resources, which, it is, but it's a lot more than that. Is the psychological toughness or the character that you build going through those processes, and the calmness that I don't know. I'm not a meditator. I'm not anti-meditation per se, but I think the things that help me be more calm is learning things at a high level that I don't mind whether there's some volatility in the stock market. I haven't even looked. When I looked at the market last, I was up $396,000 earlier, $496,000 earlier, and now 493.3 when we were down in the gym, and then I don't know where it closed at. If I'm higher, that's great, and if I'm lower, okay, but I'm not sure exactly where it closed because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not selling shit today. It's not the time to sell stuff, and in fighting, the calmness that. What happens if you panic in a fight?
You panic in a fight, you're just going to get overrun. You're just gonna, there's no other solution there. Like if you panic, they're just going to overwhelm you. You're going to do the wrong things, or you're going to freeze when you're supposed to do something.
Yeah. So
there's no recovery from that. So
397 at the end of the day. So up 397. Yesterday I was up about 506. Day before that I was down about 400. So, now it's summation of the week so far, I'm up about 502, 503, And if you some of my friends say when the market's doing something crazy, good or bad, they say, you must be really excited. The market's up.
Yeah.
So, you must be really excited. And I'm about the same mood I'm always in. That much cheerier and my brain plan's a little different. I'm like, that'll give me opportunities to do even more and compound that more and do even better stuff in the future.
Yeah.
Or, if the market's down a lot, once in a while I have friends who write me saying, I'm sorry, are you okay? I don't even think about it that way. It's like, I'm not like, this, in November I lost about $4 million pretty quick in a couple weeks' time. And I was like, that sucks. And then I just went back to doing what I was doing, So if the market's going up, you keep working. If the market's going down, keep working. Market sideways, keep working. You still got to keep chipping away towards your goals. So I think there's a calmness about that, in my opinion, beats the shit out of meditation. The tough things that you have to go through to build a successful business or to be a successful investor over time. You need to have a psychological calmness that whatever's going on in your day, it doesn't impact your mood too much. So you're not terribly cocky or certainly not arrogant. A little cockiness is fun and people even like you for it. But they're in on the joke that they know you're being a bit cocky.
Yeah.
But when you get into the realm of arrogance, it's very dangerous. A person that starts believing they have powers they don't have is a person that's about to put themselves in a very bad position. You're going to get your ass kicked in a fight, or you're going to lose a lot of money, and maybe you're not going to recover from that. It might be a life-changing, it might be a life-ending situation. So arrogance is never your friend, but it's fun to be a little cocky when things are going good. But there's on the other side, I'm never bummed. I'm never like, that's not true. I'm not. Something like, I'm a little bummed, but then back to work.
Yeah.
But I'm not like depressed. I'm not like things aren't going my way today. What am I going to do? And I would just suggest for you folks that the calmness that comes from that, where you have a sincere confidence. It comes from a sincere confidence, and we've talked about this. You're not going to feel confident unless you're competent. the predecessor of confidence is competence. So, when you know that you have a skill set that you could defend yourself in a violent situation, you could protect yourself, you could protect your friends or family, you rightfully can walk around the world with a bit more confidence, and you can do some things that a weaker, softer, less capable man wouldn't dare do some things, It's not even a macho thing. It's just you have a sincere confidence. It's like, well, yeah, I can go some places or do some things that other people couldn't. And if something comes up, high probability I might be able to take care of myself.
Easy is for everybody, I don't want easy. I want difficult, And then when it's difficult, then is it good. But easy stuff that just comes makes you soft,
Derek Moneyberg presents the 10 Commandments of Wealth.
In my adult life, I haven't been afraid of asking for help, all through people who are kicking ass and doing it. Not through books necessarily, not through these things, but through people who are actually living it.
20 interviews from the clients, 10 training modules, the 10 Commandments of Wealth, the 10 things that you must know to create some wealth. Champion interviews, champion after champion after champion.
The best fighters in the world. Even as an amateur, as a teenager, I was already sparring with, championship level fighters.
You're either getting better or you're getting worse. You don't stay the same, so it's your choice. Do you want to get better or do you want to get worse?
Your life's already paid for. Why do you go out of your way to make a relationship with me and go through these mentoring courses?
When I first heard about your course and it became available, for me it was a God-given opportunity. I actually felt very, very blessed.
You can't help people who don't want to be helped. So we only want to be around the ones that want to be helped. Most people didn't inherit the wealth, and those who are at a higher level and see someone like grinding and wanting to get up in life, we'll help you up as long as you want to be helped.
Can you be a good investor if you can't read the quarterly statements, annual statements?
It's impossible. How do you know what you're investing in? How do you know what stock you're buying? How do you know what it's worth if you can't read those financial reports?
I made more this last year than I've ever made in a given calendar year.
The Moneyberg programs helped me to increase my entrepreneurial income by 349% from 2020 to 2021. Furthermore, the real estate riches increased my rental income by 33%.